Python string data type. Python string is a data type used to represent a sequence of characters. For example, hello is a string containing a sequence of characters H, E, L, L, and O. These characters can include letters, numbers, symbols, and spaces. In Python, strings are immutable, meaning that once a string is created, its contents cannot be changed. Any operation that modifies a string will create a new string instead of modifying the original one. Python does not have a character data type. A single character is simply a string with a length of 1. A string in Python is an object of class str. For example, type hello returns class str. Creating Python strings. Strings can be created using standard literals, raw literals, formatted literals, and str function. Standard string literals. A standard string literal is a sequence of characters that is enclosed in quotes. To create single line strings, you can use single quotes or double quotes. For example, hello world is enclosed in single quotes and Python 3 is great in double quotes. Both are valid Python strings. You can create multi-line strings using triple single quotes or triple double quotes. Both versions are similar. Multi-line strings preserve the line breaks and spaces. New line characters. You can also create multi-line strings by explicitly using new line characters. You can also use triple quotes to create single line strings. Even though you can use triple quoted strings to create single line strings, they are mainly used to create multi-line strings. If the same sequence of characters are enclosed using single or double or triple quotes don't matter. Hence, these string representations are equivalent. Creating strings with embedded quotes. You can even insert single quotes and double quotes inside a string. When a string contains quotes, using a different type of quote to enclose the string can make it easier to include quotes inside the string without needing escape characters. For example, to include double quotes, use single quotes to enclose the string. If you need to include both single and double quotes inside a string, you can use triple quotes. Escape characters. Escape characters in Python are used to include special characters in strings. They start with a backslash followed by a character, which signals that the character following it should be interpreted in a special way rather than as a literal character. Here are some commonly used escape characters. New line. When included in a string, it tells Python to break the line at that position and move to the next line. For example, here the string after new line character is printed in the next line. Tab. The tab escape sequence represents a horizontal tab. It inserts a tab space within the string, which is useful for aligning text or formatting output in columns. For example, here tab space is inserted between column 1 and column 2. The double backslash escape sequence in Python is used to insert a literal backslash character into a string. Because the backslash is used as the escape character, using two backslashes tells Python to interpret it as a single literal backslash. In this example, each double backslash is interpreted as a single backslash so that the file path is displayed correctly. Single quote. The single quote escape sequence is used to insert a literal single quote character into a string. This is particularly useful when the string is enclosed in single quotes and you need to include an actual single quote in the string without ending the string. Double quote. To include a double quote in a string enclosed in double quotes, use this escape sequence. Raw strings are string literals that treat backslashes as literal characters rather than as escape characters. They are used to define strings without using escape special characters. A raw string can be created by prefixing the string with a lowercase or uppercase r. For example, in a regular string, the sequence \n is interpreted as a new line. But in a raw string prefixed with r, it remains as the two characters \n. This is particularly useful for strings that contain backslashes, quotes, or other characters that require escaping. They are particularly useful for file paths where you want to avoid the need for double backslashes. In this case, the backslashes are treated as literal characters rather than escape characters. They are also useful for regular expressions to avoid the need for double backslashes. For example, to match a literal backslash. Without raw string, you need to escape the backslash twice. With raw string, you only need a single backslash. Raw strings make it easier to read strings that contain many escape sequences. Formatted string literals. Strings can also be created using formatted string literals. Formatted string literals, also known as f-strings, are a feature in Python that allows you to include variable and expressions inside string literals using curly braces. To create an f string, prefix the string with the lowercase or uppercase f. In this example, the values of name and age are directly inserted into the string. F-strings can also handle more complex expressions. You can include any valid Python expression inside the curly braces. In this case, the sum is calculated directly within the F-string. You can also format numbers, dates, and other data types directly in F-strings. Formatting numbers. You can format numbers directly within F-strings. The expression inside the F-string formats the value of pi to 2 decimal places. Multi-line f-strings. In Python, you can create multi-line f-strings to embed expressions within string literals over multiple lines. This can be especially useful for formatting large blocks of text or for better readability. The triple quotes allow the string to span multiple lines, maintaining the formatting. Escaping curly braces. In Python, curly braces are often used in string formatting. If you want to include literal curly braces in a string, you need to escape them by doubling them. For example, here double curly braces are used. This means telling Python that you want the braces to be treated as regular characters, not as special formatting symbols. Sometimes you need to represent non-string objects as strings, such as for printing or concatenation with other strings. The built-in str function in Python is used to convert an object into its string representation. It can take any object as an argument and returns a string representation of that object. Mostly this function is used to convert other data types into strings. An empty string can also be created using this function. Here, str function is used to convert different types of data into string format. To create an empty string, call the str function without passing any arguments. Here, an integer, a floating point number, list, and a dictionary are converted into a string using the str function. To download practice Python file, please click on the link in the description. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel.